Well, for me, it's that I began to love Italian because I listened to a lot of opera when I was little. My parents introduced me to that, and so I always thought that Italian sounded like singing, even when nobody actually was singing, just because that's the sound of the language. I also think it's interesting that Italy it has got a lot of hills because the language sounds like hills, rising and falling, and I think that's beautiful. So that's my vote for Italian.
Okay, very poetic, I would say.
Well, kind of going off of what Clara had said, I just found the Italian language to be very lyrical. And I study Spanish primarily, Spanish literature, and it's been really interesting to compare not only the structure grammatically, but as far as conversations go, and I found it very important and valuable to be able to converse with locals, which is why I chose to study abroad here in Perugia.
So I've always dreamed of being bilingual, and like Sierra, I have family that's also Italian. So when I started studying Italian, I kind of fell in love with, I don't even know, being able to communicate with other people and hearing their perspectives on life and whatnot.
And for me, I have no Italian heritage whatsoever, so naturally I decided to dedicate my entire college career to Italian studies. But yeah, also like Victoria, I wanted to see what it would be like to become bilingual, to start learning a language, especially later on in life. And as I've continued my study with the language, with my university, it's been a really rewarding experience to understand what it takes to truly appreciate all the peculiarities and like just the things about language, not just Italian, but how what it takes to become fluent in a language or integrate yourself within the community where that language is spoken.
Okay. Well, we can move on then to the next question. I would like to ask you what brought you here to Umbra in Italy and in Perugia. How did you find out about us?
Well, I knew I didn't want to study in Rome or Florence. I wanted a real immersive experience, and I'm definitely more of less of a city person than other people are. So I found Perugia through my University of Vermont, our study abroad page, and yeah, I saw that they had a connection to Stranieri with the direct enrollment program, and I was like, yes, I really want to do this because, like Victoria, one of my dreams is to become bilingual. So
I had a similar experience as I was perusing the study abroad page. I found that there was an intensive program, and I thought I wanted to do nothing else but that. I wanted it all.
I'm actually not entirely sure how I got here. I was on a plane one day, and then all of a sudden there I was in Perugia. But I'm so happy here. I'm glad I made that decision. What I think happened was my parents knew that I wanted to take a gap year, and so that we decided that I would work. I did some restaurant jobs before coming here for the first half of the year, and then they knew that I love Italian, so they said, listen up, scrub. We found this opportunity for you in Perugia, and that's that.
Oh, wow. Okay, on a plane, lost in Perugia.
It's been surprising in the sense that it's not as mentally exhausting as I thought it would be. I've studied and having a complete course load in Spanish before, but certainly not Italian, so I wasn't sure what to expect, but it's been refreshingly I really appreciate the immersive nature of the coursework, and the professors are very attentive and they accommodate for the different levels that are in the classroom, so it's been, I like how it started.
I think what's really nice too is that since all of our classes are typically in the morning, they run for about 3 or 4 hours, it leaves a lot of time for you to go back home and review, but then to also practice what you've learned within the community and talk to people. Do simple things like going to the grocery store and having a conversation with the cashier, as Clara does every time she buys something.
Primarily yogurt.
Yeah.
I love yogurt.
But it's nice that it's not overwhelming, but it's still challenging, and the professors make sure that you are learning in an environment that's fun, but also like pushes you to become better and to just hone in your skills in the classroom and in the real world.
What are some of these like challenges for you, and where are things that you enjoy?
Well, we got to join the choir is one thing.
Yes.
And you know, if I were a choir director, I'm not sure I would say, well, these Americans just wandered off the street, let me bring them into my choir. But no, here at Unistra, they do let us do that. And the choir is amazing. It's called, what is it called? Voci del Mondo. And that's quite a literal name, because all of our voices really do come from all over the world in different ages too, different genders, different nationalities, and I think that really is special about Perugia.
It's just so interesting to have like different cultures and different types of people in class with you, even though we're only 5, 6, 5 of us.
7 maybe.
Yeah.
No, it's the best
A
when we
small
argue
group,
over
yeah.
like what was that thing we were talking about the other day, that they don't have it in China, but they have it in Russia and the US.
Oh, yeah.
And then all the people that are Chinese in the class were like, what is going on? We're like, no, this happens in our countries.
Yeah.
Was it that you can't eat sandwiches on public transportation?
No.
I think that's actually
I don't remember what.
what?
But yeah, that's just something that I've never had in the US, so.
Do any of you have a favorite Italian word or saying that you've learned well here? And please explain what that is.
Oh, okay. So my favorite words are flotation themed, obviously. So one of them is il provolone, which I learned, and I've learned, maybe I'm wrong, that it means player, like he's a player. But I also like it because it reminds me of provolone cheese. So basically, this man is just a slab of dairy. Yeah.
Interesting take.
Another word I really like is is maschione.
Okay.
Like a very, very macho man. And you know, I need words to describe myself, so that one quite suits me.
I would want to ask you if there's anything that you particularly enjoy in your day in the life as a student in Perugia. Is this something that you picked up while being here?
So I'm a creature of habit, and I like eating the same things every day, pretty much. So I go to La Bottega a lot, and Clara and I like to go and have a conversation with Jerry.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's his name?
Yes.
Jerry, and he's the guy who works there.
We also like to torment the men who work at Lezione di Greco.
The three of us went probably 4 times in 1 week.
Yes.
Yeah.
But every time they look at me and they just say, manzo, beef, like it's practically my name.
One of the things that I do every Monday, and so does Victoria, Elizabeth, and Sierra on different days, but I'm able to volunteer with the local high school that Umbra connected me to, where I can help an English teacher in teaching English to the students, and it's been really cool and interacting with them and learning about their lives and like difficulties in learning the language. Which they told me that Italian grammar is harder than English grammar the other day, and it made me very happy.
Yeah, me too.
That I am not the only one that also thinks that.
You're out here struggling.
I love going to the high school. I wish I could go every day. It's so fun. Just like connecting with students that are like close to your age, or like, you know, kind of comparing like your high school experience in the US to like theirs. It's so interesting to like see what they think about the US too.
A dopo.
Ci vediamo.
A presto.
Addio, amore mio.